Hi there, it is Hillary here of Creative Faith, and today I have a video with a suggestion from one of you guys. So a little while ago I did a giveaway and I asked what kind of videos you guys would like to see here on my YouTube channel, and someone said they wanted to see printables in a traveler's notebook. So this is a traveler's notebook, and I will put a link in the description below to get my favorite ones on Amazon. And I am documenting courage is my word for the year for 2018, and I'm documenting different Bible stories like who do we have? Caleb and Joshua, Abraham, Abigail. I'm documenting different stories in the Bible of courageous men and women. And so today I am working on Queen Esther. I actually started this page when I was at the beach, and then I thought, oh, I'll finish it up when I get home. And then I had seen that you guys wanted to see printables in a traveler's notebook, and I thought, oh, this would be the perfect time. So I started this page, like I said, at the beach, and I am using the Queen Esther kit from my Etsy store, which I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can check that out. The kit is called Chosen, Connecting Queen Esther's Story with Mine, and so it comes with all these printables with tabs and diamonds and crowns and this beautiful silhouette that I made of Queen Esther. And I'm going to be using probably these word strips today to document her story and how it connects to mine. And so for this page, I first did a watercolor background. These are watercolors from Designs by Rachel Beth, and I'll put a link in the description to her Etsy store. I love handmade watercolors, and hers are some of my favorites. And this blue matched perfectly with the blue in these letters. And so I first put down some watercolor for the background, and then I added these letters. They're like 3D letters that I had picked up at Target, and I spelled out the word courage. And then I put this silhouette that I made down that comes with the printable kit in my Etsy store. And then my mom had gotten me these really cute, sparkly jewel stickers that are just so tiny and cute, and so I just sprinkled those around the outside of the page, and so it's kind of prepped and ready for me to document Queen Esther's story and her courage and how it connects to me and my life. So now I'm going to put you guys on fast forward and walk through a brief process video of how I am documenting Esther's story here in my traveler's notebook. So this video ends up being a little longer than I had anticipated, but I just really was diving into meditating on Queen Esther's story and what happened and what she did, and having fun documenting it here in my traveler's notebook. So to start off, I am putting down a title to remind me that it is Queen Esther. I'm using these alphabet stamps from Sunshine Stamp Co., which is, I think, no longer around, but if their store is still up, I'll list them below. And I am just writing out Queen Esther and using this big brush marker as my ink. And so I wrote out the title, and then I pulled out my Bible, and I'm writing out Esther chapter 5 verses 1 and 2. And this is kind of the scene where she goes in to see the king, even though it's kind of against the rules and she could be killed because of it. But she goes in, and the king says that he will listen to what she has to say. And then it says that Esther walked and approached the king. And I just thought that was a really powerful set of verses to write out. And there's a movie about Queen Esther, and it's actually available here on YouTube for free. And so I will put a link below so you guys can watch it. But there's this really dramatic scene in the movie. So that was kind of what I was picturing as I was making this page, and just thinking about taking steps forward in courage and in bravery, and how that's really hard to do, but how that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to step forward in bravery and courage. And so I am cutting out a bunch of these little word strips. I'm going to write a prayer, and then I also love that little phrase that says created for. And so I'm trying to figure out kind of how to arrange it all on the page and where to put it and playing around with the spots. But I loved also this phrase that says God directs my steps, because it just connects well with what I was just saying about Esther walking towards the king, and you and me also walking towards our heavenly king and obeying him in how he wants us to be courageous. And so I have this created for, and I'm going to use, this is my Prima Marketing Glue Pen, one of my very favorite tools for Bible journaling. The pens work super well, and I'll put a link in the description below to grab those pens. And I'm using again the big brush marker to stamp out the word courage, so it'll end up saying created for courage. And if you leave this video remembering anything, let it be that God created you to be a courageous woman in him, and to be brave and to step out and be bold in your faith. And so I just want to encourage you all in that today, that you were created for courage, just like Queen Esther. And I actually am now, as I'm filming this, realizing I was also going to put Esther's story as my story, but I ended up not doing that because I forgot. But just as a reminder that God also wants us to do the same thing that Queen Esther did and take steps forward in courage. So be sure to pick up this digital kit available in my Etsy store, this printable, and grab a traveler's notebook or any sort of notebook. And I would challenge you guys today to use a printable and create in a notebook, because God has so much that he wants to teach you and show you, and wants you to step out and be courageous today. So I hope you guys liked this video. Be sure to subscribe to the Creative Faith YouTube channel if you're not already, and share this video with a friend who also maybe needs to be reminded that she is a courageous woman of the Lord, and she was created to be courageous. And until the next video, bye everyone.